everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and today we talking bougie, we talking onesies, we talking everything you can possibly imagine. Girl, we are going Dior today. Look at this. Do you see the high quality lid I hold in my hand? We're going to talk about that a little later, shall we? You guys, Dior is like high class. I think Dior, ooh, smells good. I think looks good. I think two of my favorite foundation, Dior Undercover Full Coverage and the Dior Forever Teen Titanium foundation over here. I love both of these so much. I would have loved the Air Flash, but it was a hot mess and it was too dark because Dior in the past, your shade ranges, quite frankly, have sucked. This is not the lightest of anything. You get my drift. We talked about this several times. So I saw that Dior did a new launch. I got just all the feelings. I was like, yes, I need to bathe myself in some Dior. So I picked up the launch. I picked up what I think is just going to paint me like a goddess that I am, okay? And then I sat and I was like, I'm gonna film some Dior. I need to look all fancy. I need to look, yes. And you'll notice that I'm currently wearing this tank top right here. And that's because I am sweating to death, actually. Like, I'm actually on the verge of death because I think that Penelope, my tumor, has decided that I have a brain tumor, in case you don't know. Hi, welcome back. I think that my hormonal tumor has decided it is a good time for a hot flash. However, if you can imagine, I went and I found this in my closet, this, like, beautiful, like, floral kimono drapery. Like, look at this. Tell me that this doesn't just, like, say, like, I'm a Dior freak fanatic. Like that to me is what this says. So imagine, if you will, that I'm wearing that. Oh, that couldn't have went any better. I'm wearing this the whole time and I've draped myself in luxury and flowers and cuteness, okay? With the tag still on because that's how I am. So we're going to put that over there because I'm already sweating more. So let's talk about Dior, you guys. I'm very excited about this launch. There was a ton of stuff. There was a lip palette, 2 eyeshadow palettes. I only grabbed one because I'll get to that after a while, but there was 2 palettes, a lip palette. There was a brow palette, which I did not get because it's powder brows, you guys. I don't have any brow hair as it is. So anybody that's like, Paige, why didn't you chest the brow? Because look at my non-existent brow hairs. I don't have enough brow hairs for powder. Powder is for people that are like, oh, let me fill in the sparseness of my brows. Girl, my whole brow is sparse. It's like a wasteland of brow in there. I need all the help I can get. So I'll be using my fabulous ColourPop pencil for that because that's just how bougie I am. Dior ColourPop. You gotta save money where you can, boo. So I'm sure you're wondering what that lid went to. Look at the freaking, this is the box inside of the box that it shipped in. Like, look at this. And it was tied with a Dior ribbon. I'm like, girl, we're gonna find a use for this ribbon. And it even says Dior on it. Like, what kind of ribbon says Dior? I don't know, but the kind that, this should be on my head somehow. I don't know how to tie one of these. Okay, well, that's not going to work, but you get what I'm saying. I feel like it's the type of moment that we need to just really take in and appreciate. I would hate to know if this is why Dior products cost so much, because, my God, you could ship them to me cheaper, but we all know that's never going to happen. So until then, look at how beautiful. I'm obsessed with this, and it's like a box. Like, I have every intention of saving this. I'll just store my hopes and dreams and my receipts in here, but let's face it, this won't hold enough receipts from Dior because Dior receipts are big. You open it up, there's just a lot of tissue paper, and then, boom, there's my muscled order, which I've already clearly been through because I check everything to make sure nothing shows up damaged. First thing we're going to put on, guys, you know it. It's some foundation because duh. Oh my God, I forgot that was still up there. I'm like, what's tickling my forehead? All right, so for foundation, let's learn, shall we? This is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. They released 40 shades, you guys. 40 freaking shades. Is that kind of impressive? I was kind of impressed. Hello, bring me, thank you. Bring me back to pasty, please. I was really excited. I picked up the shade 0N, Zero Neutral. It says very fair skin with neutral undertones. They really did a great job at like giving every single undertone for this. They have neutral, they have warm with yellow undertones, cool rosy pink undertones, and then they start back over with neutral and they kind of go through all the different shades, which I think is awesome. Let's move down to here. It says in the description that the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation, loudest car of my life, is the Dior makeup artist's secret weapon to create an instantly flawless complexion with an ultra buildable coverage from a natural nude glow to a high coverage perfection. Makeup application tips, it says for full perfection coverage, apply up to 3 layers of foundations in circular motions. Up to 3. So no more than 3. Do not exceed 3 or your head will explode. or just look like cake batter. It is enriched with beauty pigments and blah blah blah. Supposed to look like real life through the camera's lens. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, nobody cares about the rest. I'm already over the rest. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna prime half and half like I always do for these videos. And I thought for today we're just gonna kind of kick it back normal. We're gonna do the Peter Thomas Roth Skin to Die For on this half, and then on the other half, you know, it's been a minute. No, I guess it hasn't because I said that last time. But I'm just gonna do my usual, my Too Faced Hangover RX Primer. This stuff is like so fabulous. I really like this. If you have dry skin, I always recommend this to people with dry skin, or dry, sometimes even combination. Hell, I have oily skin and sometimes it just feels really good on my skin too. And then I just kind of, we're gonna work these in and we're gonna get started, y'all. Alright, so let's open up this little Dior situation and see what we get. Oh goody, another squeeze bottle. I love it. Okay, not really. This is a plastic bottle. We've talked about this Dior. I hate that you charge me, did I even say how much this was? I think it was like 40 bucks, wasn't it? Yeah, it is $40, and I believe you get 1 fluid ounce. 1.6, I'm sorry. Oh, you do. You get 1.6 fluid ounces. But it's in a plastic bottle, Dior. Come on, but you get a lot. That's a ton of product. All right, that actually looks, that might be a little light. Probably not. It's just the sad reality that I never use my, oh, that's, okay, that's real runny. Okay, so that's why it said circular motion. I bet it meant brush. Use a brush. All right, well, I'm going to go in and I'm going to try it out with the CC Plus Skin Perfecting number 702 IT Cosmetics brush. I've used this in the past for foundation, and it's just a beautiful brush for a ton of different things, but we're just going to take a little bit and we're going to, oh yeah, that's real light. Oh well, that's alright. We have bronzer and stuff too. They came out with 2 different face palettes, so we'll test those out as well. Okay, thought there was supposed to be like mega coverage. Girl, I need the mega coverage. I really hope that this has that same like Dior sexiness that the other one has, you know. If you're new to my channel, I've talked about this before, but the other Dior foundations have like a way of sitting on the skin. They erase your pores. It is crazy. Okay, let's switch over to a beauty blender. You know what the sad reality is? That's probably just my color, and it just looks so weird because I never do my color. Oh, this is gonna be a good time. Let's go in with some more foundation. And we're going to apply it now with a clean, fresh, Real Technique sponge. This is how I'm used to applying everything. Oh, wow. Now that looks nice. Okay. Well, I guess this is how I should have started. I look like I have been both dead and anemic for roughly 3 years right now. Okay. But you guys, I gotta be honest, I'm actually kind of liking the coverage on this so far. Like, it's doing a really nice job at, like, sitting, melding into the skin. It's kind of looking beautiful. I wonder how it's going to look with powder. Oh. You guys, I just realized this is actually super pasty. So what am I going to use for a concealer? Because all my all my concealers are not used to this. Okay. This is ColourPop 04. Let's try this. See if this is light enough. It doesn't look like it. Literally, my concealer is, like, darker than my foundation. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to start blending that. And if I need to add some white concealer, I will, but I think this is going to blend out just fine. Make no mistakes though, that foundation is real nice and light. Yes, pasty queens are happy. Okay, I can live with that. Now, I know normally when it comes to powder, I go in with my Maybelline Fit Me and all that good stuff. I've been playing with this one a lot, and I really do like it. I'm going to go in with the Hourglass Translucent Setting Powder under the eyes today, and then the normal Airspun all over the face. But just wanted you guys to know I am switching it up a little bit today, but I've used this a ton, so it's not like it's a first impression or anything. We're still testing the shit out of this foundation, yo. Listen here, under eye creases. Y'all better get the hell out of my clubhouse right now. Oh my god, did you guys ever used to swing like on the playground? I was the lover of the swings. I like would get on and I would not get off. And I would be so pissed off if we had to like take turns because I was not like athletic. I couldn't like do anything else. I was like a short, fat, tiny little, well, not short and fat. I was just a fat little kid. And so they'd be like, Paige, you have to take turns on the swings. And in my mind, I never said anything. But I was always pissed off because I was like, listen, they're skinny. They could go run or something. I only have the swings, man. And it was just so funny, always. As an adult, I can laugh at it, but like, looking back on my younger self, I'm kind of like, oh, how sad. and some Airspun. Yes, this is the Translucent Extra Coverage. I use it every day. It's so good. Okay, so far, I'm still like the same color. This is crazy. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead, go do my brows off of camera, come back, and we're going to talk some eyeshadow. Oh, you guys, that was rough. My brows, we are barely on speaking terms right now. I'm not kidding you. That was one of the roughest brow minutes I've ever had in my life. Like, they're still off a little bit. I'll fix them later. I just can't look at them anymore. So let's go ahead and let's talk about this eyeshadow palette. I picked up the Warm Neutrals palette, and I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit disappointed. I think, I don't even know where my phone is. I think these are like $49, I want to say. Personally, I was kind of like, I'm sorry, what? But they came out with this one and a purple one, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, these are $49. It has it has 8 shadows and 1 primer, 9 squares. And so we're going to be using their eyelid primer today as well, just to see if it's any good. I like that factor, but at the same time, I'm worried that like all these shadows are going to get in there, because this is a cream, so I'm kind of like, oh. But we're going to give it a shot, and then I figured we would go ahead and we would set it with like this light pale pinky one right here. I'm not sure how well that's going to work, but these are the colors of the palette. So it is just a really nice, warm, neutral moment, which is fine. I have nothing against the palette, as long as everything works good. I think $49 for this is like, wow, expensive. And one more thing to note before I go on, all of their other like face palettes, which I'll be talking about today, this entire collection is the same size. Like, that's how big that is. Just so like we're clear, it fits on like the palm of my hand. So it's not the biggest. The shadows in here, I should say each pan is 0.0388, and that includes this. If you were to divide it up, I just divided it by 9 because it said that it had 10 grams of total product, or 0.35 ounces. So I just took that and I divided it by 9. So each pan in here is 0.0388, which is obviously not a very large shadow. So, and there's no mirror. Also a bummer. Like, Dior, you're charging me how much and you really couldn't give me a mirror? Not cool, dog. Not cool. It is also not cool that my eye will not stop watering, so we're not even going to look at this eye. We're just going to pretend he's not here. Sound good? So let's go ahead and put some primer on our eyes. I'm just going to take this primer in this palette here. I'm just taking it on my finger, and I'm just going to kind of smush it onto my lid. It does feel a little bit, I don't want to say greasy, but it feels very nice and like slidey. And it actually does have a little bit better coverage than I thought it would. Alright, I mean, that's not bad. Okay. Now let's go ahead and take a brush. Literally, Paige, any brush will work. Just pick a brush. Before I do that, we're going to add some Bake under the eyes to catch all the fallout. Okay, so now we're going to go in with this fluffy ColourPop brush right here, and we're going to dip into the lightest pale pink shade, which is this guy right down here, and we're just going to take that and go all over to set the lid. Make sure everything is patted out. FYI, when I do this eye off of camera, I will prime with my normal Eden Urban Decay primer, just so we can test that as well, because I don't have faith in this, but hey, that's okay. We don't have to have faith in this. I think for the eye look, I'm just going to go super basic, honestly. There's nothing, like, I don't feel inspired by this palette, but I do feel like good, quick, everyday wearable. So I think, yeah, let's go ahead. We'll start with this guy in the crease, and then we'll go ahead and we'll probably put this guy right up next to it, deeper low down in the crease, and maybe like this orange shimmer shade. I don't know. Let's play with them though. Let's kind of see what we can do. I just want to, like, I'm going to speed through this part so that this video is not like 300 years, but I'm going to use this same brush, and there is some kick and pan. It's not bad. And we're going to take this and start working it into that outer V right there. Ooh, that's a real nice color. Color goes on nice, quick, opaque. Ooh. Ooh, there's a lot less fallout in this color than there was in that other color as well. So let's take a smaller brush, or at least a pointier brush, also known as my BH Cosmetics number 7 brush. This is perfect. We're going to go into the darkest matte brown shade. This one has definite kick and pan. Dang, like, wow. Okay. And we're going to work this into the outer V and into the inner V, and kind of lightly connect the two. I feel like you guys were like 3 light years away. Granted, it might just be because I don't have my glasses on, but Either way, now you can see me. Hi, hi, how's it going? I'm just wiping this brush off, and I'm going to go back in with that other ColourPop brush in that other orange color, and I'm just going to add it back in a little bit to this outer crease right here. Now I am going to go in with that Eden Urban Decay Primer right here, and I'm going to create a little halo cut crease moment in the center, just so we've got somewhere to kind of put that shimmer in. I've really been liking this lately. I've been using this just to use it up, but the halo cut crease, oh yes, with a neutral eye, yes please. And then I just go in with a clean finger and I meld the edges of that in, just to make sure there's no weird lumpies or bumpies. Now I'm just going in with that BH brush again, and I'm adding back a little bit of that dark matte brown color just to make sure everything is nice and blended. Now what I want to do is kind of start from the outside and work my way in. I'm going to go in with this shimmery matte, or not shimmery matte brown, really, Paige? I'm going to go in with this shimmery dark brown. It's like the same as the matte one that I just applied. Same color, same tone, same everything, as you can see over here. It's just shimmery. Like, they're very, very similar in color. It's just shimmery. And I really want that to go toward the outside of the eye. And then I want to pop this beautiful orange one right here in. So I'm going to kind of bounce from this guy down here and then up to this. I mean, look at how reflective he is. Oh, yes. And I believe that one is this guy. So we're just going to play around. Again, we are putting as many of these on the eyes as we can while still being conscious of not wanting to overdo it. So I'm just taking a flat paddle brush from ColourPop, and I'm kind of dipping in here to the darker matte brown, or sorry, shimmery brown. I'm just layering this. This I don't want to be super overpowering, this layer, because it's just a way to meld the shimmery and the matte worlds together. Really nice and soft color. Just wiping it off real lightly on my hand, nothing too super, you know, impressive. And I'm gonna take the same brush, go into that center shimmery orange shade. Whoa, and we're just gonna kind of pack, ooh, that's a pretty shade. And then just with my finger, clean finger, I'm gonna go into the lightest, brightest shimmer in the palette here. And I'm gonna pop that right in the dead center, kind of up and down. Bam. Just for a cute little moment. And then we are going back in with that BH Cosmetics brush, no additional product, and we're just going to kind of work that one around the edges just real quick. There we go, just a tiny, tiny bit more. That's one of my favorite things about like a really soft look like this, is like how easy and effortless it is to just work with and blend around and get like a super, I mean, like how long did that take? All of like, what, 4 minutes to do one eye? It's just so easy and blended. Now we're gonna go in with the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Looks Jumbo Brush and number 3, and we're gonna just away bake over here. We're going to do that lower lash line. Now I think for the lower line, you guys, we're going to keep it nice, quick, simple, easy. I'm just going to take that deep brown, this beautiful, like one that we've first worked into the crease, and maybe a little bit of this light one that we dusted all over to diffuse it on the bottom, but I don't really want to do too much. I want it to keep like this really nice, chic look. See, part of me, this is where I kind of had a problem, because I feel like, as I understand Dior and like their aesthetic, you know what I mean? Like their personal aesthetic is very sophisticated. It's not like, you know, rainbow bright. Their aesthetic is not intense, bright, rainbow, neon, you know, colors. That's not their aesthetic. So I don't think it's fair for me to like judge their palette like that's the case, you know what I mean? So I think that as I've been playing with it, like the first thing I see when I look at it, yes, it might just be a neutral palette. No, I don't think you need it. I can tell you that right now. Do I think it works good? Yes. Do I think it blends good? Yes. But I don't think it's something that you need. I do think it's a good palette for those like super sophisticated people though, that maybe this is all they want. Maybe they love the Dior name. Maybe they love the prestige that comes along with saying, oh, let me go grab my Dior palette. Maybe they just love that fact of it. There are people that are like that. I mean, do we all have 3,000 palettes that look similar to this one, if not identical? Yes. Were they probably cheaper? Probably. Do they have similar, if not the same colors? Probably. They can even blend really good. I mean, you can have palettes that are literally the same as this one. It's not like it's a special palette. It comes down to name and brand preference. I do think that looks really pretty though. Dang. And that lower lash line just like, I mean, that instantly just kind of came. Look at that. Look at how stunning that looks. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with that. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, got the other eye on. I definitely have another thought on this, you guys. I don't like this palette. Like, I love the look and everything, but the one thing I don't like is that these shades, for some reason, they are not staying like very true and intense on the eye. Like, I applied the shimmer, I swatched the shimmers, I loved them. I love them when I put them on this eye over here, and by the time I got done doing this one, I looked over at both to be like, oh, how do they look? Are they even, you know, yada yada. And I feel like the shimmers on this eye are just so much more dull now. So I went ahead and I sprayed a brush and I like tried to reapply. Same thing. And I'm just like, what the hell? I don't know. For $49, I'm not impressed with this. I understand that you're paying for the name, but like the shadows to me, they're just not the best. I don't know. I'm not living for the consistency. I'm not living for the lack of shine. I just feel like they're dulling down right before my eyes. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. We'll see later. But until then, we have two different face palettes. This one is the contour palette, and this one is the glowy face palette. They are both $45. They're both $45. And yeah, I went ahead, I swatched them both on my hand. I'm kind of loving these. Like, look at these highlights. These are intense. That's obviously the highlight palette. This is the face palette. So there's one up here that you can barely see, and then 3 other face colors. Now it says on the back here that they have 2 highlighters, one for deep and one for light skin tone, and then a contour that's also for deep and light skin tone. This is supposed to be the deep side. Do you honestly? I don't know. I don't have deep skin, but I feel like maybe, don't get me wrong, it could work, it could not. I'm not sure. We're going to find out. I can't wait to see other reviews on this. If you're deep skin tone, tell me. Do you think that's deep enough for you? I think this one could work for a contour shade, but I don't know. I'm just real nervous. Plus the highlights, they've got shimmer in them because they're like, I don't know. I'm apprehensive, but we're going to apply them. I'm going to just hold all my thoughts till the end. We're going to go in with my normal Morphe Y1 brush. I use this for like bronzer all the time. So that's what we're going to be going into here. Now the total weight for this, is 8 grams. That makes this 2 grams a piece. 2 grams a piece, which is 0.28 ounces, which you divide that out. What is that? Like 0.07, I believe? Yeah. 0.07. That's like 1.5 Urban Decay eyeshadows, in case you were curious. That's not enough product for $45. But I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is the light contour shade. And we're going to see how this works. I'm not sure how this is going to work because it's a contour shade. And it's not like a bronzer, but let's try it. Let's try it anyways. Okay. Oh, I think I accidentally dipped into the other one. Because now we got a big old patch right there. Well, that's cute. Okay, it looks a lot better on this side, I think. I think that the color of these is nice. I don't like how small these pans are, though. I feel like they're just so overpriced that, like, I mean, what are you going to do with that size of a pan? Like, my brush barely fits in here, and I keep grabbing the dark brown. I don't know, though. I think this side actually looks real pretty. And I know that it does say contour shade, and I'm kind of using it as more of like a bronzer, but, like, what are you going to do? It's good enough for me. I feel like the color goes on really nice and smooth. I think it builds really nicely, which is a plus, especially for fair skin. Now, before I go in with anything else, I am going to grab a blush real quick, and then we'll go in with the rest of those face palettes. What blush do I want to use? We're going to go in with this MAC Mother O' Pearl blush. I've actually been liking this more than I thought I would. I'm going to go in with my Wayne Goss number 12 brush. I kind of sweep through all of it, tap it off, and then I just apply a little bit. I really do like this blush, though. I think it's pretty. I didn't anticipate liking it really at all, but it has like a really nice like light sheen to the skin that's really subtle but beautiful. And then I take my big old jumbo brush and I just kind of run over all of it together because that's how I roll. Now we're going to go in. I am going to use this really light contour highlight shade. I don't know, but I'm going to go in with my normal BH number 3 brush. I use this brush all the time for this. I'm going to use this in the same way that I would normally use the lighter ones from the Park Ave Princess palette. And I'm just going to lightly tap it right along under my eye to brighten everything up. It doesn't look like the shimmer in here. There's like a really light, very, very fine shimmer in here, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a problem. Thank God. Okay. That's actually really nice for like a contour highlighty shade. That's really pretty. And you know what else too? Side note, you can also use them like in this way. You can take like your damp beauty blender. I just look for a side that I didn't use quite as much. And you can kind of scoop a little bit onto your beauty blender if you need a little bit more brightness or you need just a little bit more opacity with this kind of color. And you can take and stamp it onto your under eye or, you know, over top of like, oops, I made a mistake or something. And you can take it and use it this way. And it will become a lot more opaque. It'll have a lot more of an impact. I think this is okay. Again, I'm going to quit saying prices because we know it's expensive. It's Dior. This one I don't hate though. I would use this again. I'm going to set my face with a little bit of the matte Max, oh my God. I'm going to spray my face with a little bit of the MAC Fix Plus Matte Spray. Wow, that was the hardest thing I've ever said in my life. Whew, okay, but we're going to give ourselves a spray with this, and then we're going to highlight. And if you do not know, I oftentimes highlight when my face is damp from spray because that's just how I roll. So let's go ahead and let's kind of, which shimmer do we want to use? Oh, I love these. I love these. These look so blinding. I really love this golden one down here. Like it's light enough that I can use it, but it's still got that golden hue to it. And I love that they included like a really light, like a white pearlescent gold. Oh, I'm so obsessed with these highlights. Okay, so I need to find a brush so I can put the highlight on. This is like my favorite part and I can never find a brush because by the time I've used everything else and then I set it back on top of that brush ends up at the bottom of the pile. We are going to go in with my carroty little tiny fan brush. I think it'll be a good size for these pans right here. I could mix both of these together, but I'm just going to go in with this one to start off and see how it works. Looks kind of glittery on my brush, okay? Let's hope that's not the case. Okay, literally not working at all with that brush. It's like nothing happened. Nothing. Okay, so new plan. We're going in with the BH Cosmetics number 12 brush. It's a lot smaller than I would normally use, but we're doing it because it's the only one I can find and I don't have any more patience. So, oh, that's real pretty. It's very, oh, please don't be glitter. Okay, let me go ahead. My face is now damp, so hold on. Let's just spray it down because I'm not willing to admit defeat. It's looking a little bit like kind of cheap, but I'm hoping it's just because my face wasn't damp. For some reason, anytime I apply a highlight and my face is like dry, it just looks funny. It looks kind of like patchy almost. Oh my God in heaven. Oh, that is so pretty. I'm going to take some of the white one I lied on top of it and I'm just going to see if I like it. Like just, I'm beaming. I cannot believe how good those look. And it made a big difference, them being like wet, like freshly wet, and this side, which was dry, it made a big old difference. So, whew, yes. Oh, ooh, hit. Oh, all the angles of a queen. Oh, all the angles of a queen shine. They shine. Oh, yes, they do. So I love this. This is wonderful. I'll definitely play with it more. Again, price point, not going to go there. You don't get a ton of product, but it is beautiful. Now, the last thing I do have on my docket to talk about kind of shocks both of us. This is a lip palette, and I don't do lip palettes, but it says that this is a lip palette, and I don't know how this made it into my bag because I don't buy these, and I think I might have accidentally selected this. It was really early when this happened, by the way. Like, it was early/late in the AM, and I didn't intend for this. I guess I thought this was the other eyeshadow palette, but I don't know why because I didn't want that palette. I don't know. I don't know what I thought this was. But anyways, this is the lip palette. Hello, beautiful colors. It has a row of glosses, satins are in the middle, and then these are all mattes. And on the back, it has like a really nice, what's the word I'm looking for? Chart. There we go. So I like that. I like that it comes with glosses. How do you put glosses in a pan like this? I'm so confused. There's so many things I don't understand. I don't even know if I have a lip pencil that I can use for this. Whew. I'm so confused. My lips are like nervous. I'm like, argh. This brush from Wayne Goss, this is the number 8 brush, and it's actually really good for like everything. They said like brows, liner, lipstick. I hope I saw lipstick on there because I'm using it for lipstick. Okay, so after much deliberation, I think I've settled on this satin one right here. It says it's the shade Honey, I think. I don't know. That's what we're going with, but we're going to try him, and let's test it out and let's see what we think. I'm not sure. I'm really nervous about this, you guys. I shouldn't be, but like I am. Okay, so let's dig in. Okay, I guess we have to like tear through the first layer. All right, and then page. It's just like regular lipstick. Oh, I like that I can get like a really sharp line with this. Okay, I really like that color, but man, I had to like go in to get color. It might be just the size of my brush too. I don't know. I didn't feel like the color was super opaque, maybe. Like it's very, that's what kind of color I'm working with. Like it's a very thin kind of color. I want to swatch like, what is this matte color swatch like? Oh my, these patch swatchy. Okay, these swatch kind of patchy. I'm swatching the darkest gloss too right now. Okay, so that's kind of pretty, but I'm not like, you can't even hardly see it. This I'm a little bit confused by because I'm not like obsessed with this. I feel like it's very impractical. Like I can understand why if you were like a makeup artist and you like were backstage, because this is their backstage collection, like this is, you know, what we use to get people ready at the shows kind of thing. I guess I can understand it from that perspective, but like I don't know, this doesn't make much sense to me from any other perspective. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna throw on some you know, this stuff on the eyes, mascara, there we go, liner, and then I'll be right back. I'm gonna go, you know, get the loud car and give it a muffler, and I'll be right back, and we'll continue to talk about all the things because I have so many thoughts. All right, so I obviously went ahead. I didn't throw on any fake lashes today. I didn't do any of that. I've been doing it a lot lately, but I felt like this look was just more of like a chill kind of like, let's add some brown liner, call it a day kind of minute. I definitely have some thoughts. I do have to go because I didn't realize what time it was, and I've got a room full of people waiting for me. But I did not know. Sorry, parents. But I am going to run, and when I come back I will give you guys all of my final thoughts. We're gonna go over all this stuff, but definitely stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys back in a little while, and we'll see how the foundation's wearing, how all this is holding up, and all that good stuff. So hang tight, you guys, and thank you so much for being so fabulous and sticking with me through the lips, because damn. Well, hello guys. I know this is not normal. I have something in my eye right now, and the lights from being over there where I normally film are killing me. So I wanted to come on here real quick and do a foundation check. And I'm just gonna like lower this down. I know we're like real close right now. I'm sorry about that. It's just the way it's gotta be. So I want to go through and talk about a bunch of these products because I've worn them now for a hot minute, and I definitely have some thoughts, to say the least. Wow, this eye is really bothering me. I don't think the eyeshadow held up very well at all. This eye over here has been the one that watered on the down here, like on the corner, but it didn't water on top. Like nothing affected the shadow on top, and it just looks bad. Like it looks really like weird and chunky and patchy. And again, I know you guys are gonna have a hard time like seeing everything, but it's just, it doesn't look good. Like I don't know any other way to say it. The lip product didn't last very long at all. It literally was like the lightest brush of like color. I actually asked my mom when we got out to the car, and I said like, oh, what do you think of my lips? Like, do you like this color? And she's like, oh, you're wearing lipstick. It was that light, and it dissipated that quickly, where in like 15 to 20 minutes of it just being on my lips, it was almost completely gone, which is pathetic. So I don't know how I feel about those yet. I still do want to play with them because I feel like maybe that color just maybe isn't the most flattering. I want to try the darker ones, see if they're any good, but I do want to use them and get like a better feel for them. I'm trying to make sure you can still see me. Look, do you see how red my eye is right now? This eye over here. Isn't that crazy? I don't know what the hell's going on. I think there's something in it. But anyways, all right, so let's continue. The highlight palette, I really like that, and I think I like the contour palette. I think I like those. Again, I think everything is pretty overpriced except for the foundation, but alas, we're gonna move past it, but I have to address it just one more time because that's how I am. Now, while we're on the topic though, this foundation, you guys, I'm actually really impressed with several aspects of it. I really like the shade range. The color is actually a really good match for me, so 2 thumbs, that's only 1 thumb, but the other one is holding up the camera, but 2 thumbs way up to you, Dior, for finally coming out with something that's shade inclusive and finally giving a shit about your pasty queens and your deep skin queens. Like it's time. Thank you so much. You're fabulous for that. And I actually do like this foundation. I've had it on for about 8 hours. There we go. It's focusing like pretty lightly on my skin right now. I don't want it to be in full exposure because when I have it in full exposure and like full focus, it's not really showing up. But the skin itself, like all through here, actually looks really beautiful. The only area that it broke up any is around my nose, which There you go. You can kind of see it now, like down and around in here. It just looks really rough around the nose, like cakey on the nose, stuff like that. But like highlight, blush, bronzer, their contour, all of that stayed really nicely. And the look on both sides actually reacted very nicely. This side for a while I thought was a little bit like more pore filling, but honestly I think both sides look about the same. Pretty oil controlling. I have a little oil on my nose after, again, about like 8-ish hours. I don't know, I think I like the foundation quite a bit. I'm actually really excited to have that as a mix-in foundation because it's so fair. It did that beautiful thing that Dior foundations do where they like smooth over your pores. This did it so beautifully. It's so interesting because it's almost like, it's definitely not as full coverage as like the Dior Forever Undercover that I use all the time. It's definitely not even close to that full coverage, but it has like a beautiful finish to it. It has a really nice color. I don't know. I like it. I want to mix that with the undercover because I think the undercover is going to give it a little bit of like depth of color, but it's also going to give it a little extra coverage that I think I would like. So I'm excited to like mix those two together, but it sat on the skin beautifully. It did have a very nice natural finish. It didn't seem like too dry, too cakey, too weird in that respect. I don't know. I'm really liking that. That's probably like the main home run. That and the highlight palette I really liked. Again, the eyeshadow, pfft, the face was good. Like I don't know. The main two meh for me were the lip and the other one, the lip and the eyeshadow. I just feel like they're both super overpriced for what you get, and I'm just not a big fan. But that's just it, you guys. It's all a matter of opinion, and that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to that business, and I'm going to go get whatever's in this eye out of it. I'm going to take off my makeup because it's late, and I'll check in with you guys all after, you know, another day, another dime, another dollar. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, you guys, go have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this. Don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and check out my handles down below, namely Instagram, because that's where I'm at these days, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! I only have one hand, and my eye is kind of bulgy, so I gotta go. I'm so weird.